What's the point of the plane if you don't know how to fly it? Yeah, I'm out here grinding. Okay, I'm out here grinding. All I do is work. All I do is grind.
Morning, gang. I want to go over grinding, how to get over hard times and how to handle tough times, and then running stuff like you own it before you necessarily own it. So let's start off with the concept of hard times. There's a percentage of your life, days of your life, months of your life that are spectacular. And every day that we're awake and every day that we're alive is a blessing, and I understand that. But there's some days that are just better than others, where everything's clicking, it's a happy moment, it's a beautiful day. And there's a percentage of your life that's like that. And then there's this percentage in the middle that's just, it's good. We're blessed to be alive. It's a good day. Nothing spectacular happens. Nothing horrible happens. We're blessed, but it's just, it's not our favorite moment. It's not the day that you get married. It's not the day that you went to the amusement park with your kids. It's just, it's a good day. But then there's these bottom periods. There's a percentage of your life that are real crappy days, crappy times. These are when you go through breakups, when you get backstabbed by a friend maybe that you didn't deserve, maybe your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend cheated on you, or things don't work out for you in business, or there's just these moments of your life where they're really tough times for you to get through. And sometimes when it rains, it pours. Sometimes a bunch of things happen at once. And the way that you handle the down times is going to determine a lot of your life. It's good. Some people get trapped in the downtime and they stay in that percentage. It was only a small piece of their life, but they stayed in that moment, and so it became a larger piece of their life. And what happens a lot of times that I think is two things that can help you is your perspective in controlling what you can control. And so one thing is your perspective. You can have a perspective of poor me and bad things only happen to me and feeling bad for yourself. Or you could look at people like that have it worse. And so maybe you've gone through some stuff, or you're having a tough time. And, you know, I wake up feeling grateful today as I look at some of the things that happen in London, and people walking on a bridge, and somebody's daughter or somebody's son just gets killed for no reason. So if I was having a bad moment, or I was going through a string of events that were bad, and I compare my life to that at that very moment, you realize that it's not as bad. And so sometimes it's your perspective that needs changed around. That, yeah, you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or somebody said something bad about you, but you weren't in the terrorist attack. There's so many people around this world that have it worse than you. Even in the worst financial situations, you would be considered rich in some other countries where kids don't have anything to eat, or they walk miles to get drinking water. And so it's your perspective, and then controlling things that you can control. Nothing is more depressing and frustrating than pondering on things that you have no control over. You can't control what somebody says or does, or what has happened, or if somebody passed away already and you're sad about it. It's if you can't control it, you got to learn to let it go. And so just to stay brief with the message, those would be the two things that stand out to me. Control what you can control, let things go that you cannot control, and bring a new perspective to your head, because a lot of people got things worse. And the way that you handle the percentage of your life that's down, it may be 3 years straight where you're having a rough time, but if you live 80 years, that's not even 4% of your life. So the other 96% of your life could be good or great. But if you stay on that 4% of life, then you get stuck in that rut, and it was only meant to be a percentage of your life, because you're supposed to learn things in the downtimes. And the way that you respond to downtimes determines your destiny and outcome on life. So let's start winning in these areas. The next thing is grinding. To be great, you gotta grind. Period. You gotta decide how great you want to be. If you want to be average, it takes an average grind. If you want to be good, it takes a good grind. If you want to be great, if you want to be a Hall of Famer, if you want to leave a legacy, it takes a great grind. It takes an unbelievable amount of work. Most people can't handle that type of work. They think they want the success, but they can't handle that type of work. So if 1% of America gets what you want, you got to be willing to outgrind 99% of America. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Most people can do it, but they're seeking other people's approval instead of being a leader and stepping out on their own 2 feet. And so because they're seeking other people's approval, whether it's their uncle, their aunt, their parents, their friends, they never do what they should do or could do, because they're seeking others' approval and they're seeking comfort of others telling them what they should be doing. And so I'm going to just give you an example. I was in my hometown the other day on business. I had to get some things done quick. And I had to be back in Pittsburgh by a certain time to meet. I have some days are scheduled from moment to moment. Some days I have to hold it to go to the bathroom for hours, because every moment in my schedule is booked. And so I seen friends texting me when I was in the area, family members texting me, "What's up? Can you come over after?" And I love these people. I would love to. I said, I can't. I have no time. I have to slide right out. And I barely made it to my meeting in Pittsburgh on time. And I know at first, until I explain it, people don't understand it. It looks bad on me. It looks like I don't care about my friend or my family, or I'm snooty, or that's not it. It's just I don't have the time. I'm grinding. There's a schedule that's already been laid out. And unless they've played in that game before, they're not going to understand it. And I hope that they understand it, and I want them to understand it. And if they understand my heart, they should get it. But if they don't get it, I'm okay and I'm comfortable in my own skin as a man, understanding that I know in my heart I'm doing what's right. And if they don't approve, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I got to provide for the kids in the youth program that I'm trying to help. I got to provide for my family. I got to do what I feel is right for the people that I lead, and to take this deal to the next level. And you're not going to be great if you're seeking everybody's approval, because everybody's not going to approve if you're trying to do what 1% of the world does. 99% of the world is going to think that you're weird, and that's okay. So stop seeking approval and start grinding, because when you start grinding, you start winning. And when you start winning, takes care of all of your wants and desires. All right? And so the last thing is, I was reading on Grant Cardone, one of Grant Cardone's books, and he found this statistic that showed that more than 75% of all millionaires work for somebody else. They don't work for themselves. They might be in an entrepreneurial business, but they work with somebody else. And so oftentimes people think that unless they go do their own thing, or they open their own this or that, they can't be a millionaire. But the statistics show otherwise, that 3/4 of the people work with somebody else, and so work for somebody else. And so here's the deal. You got to act as if. I remember being mentored on this growing up in my business, American Income Life. And my mentor, Marcus Smith, telling me at the time, just act as if, man. Just already act. When you're at this level, act like you're already at the next level. Always be asking your leader, what can I do to make your job easier? And the people that I had for leaders at the time can all watch this video and say, yep, he did that. He acted like he was already an MGA, RGA when he was an SA, when he was a GA. He was taking over in meetings. He was taking over and stuff. He was asking me how I can make their job easier. And so I have people in my business that constantly do this with me, and those are the people that rise. I have one of my right-hand women in this business, and when she made $10 an hour, she worked just as hard, if not harder, equal at least, than she works right now, where she's making, you know, 6 figures. And so I have some people in my business that don't own it, but they own their side of it, and they act like they own it, and they act like they're, and so when you act as if, those are the things that happen to you. You end up having ownership when you act. Some people wait for that opportunity to happen, and then they'll act like a partner, then they'll act like an owner, then they'll act like your right-hand person once it happens. But the way to make that stuff happen is to take ownership right where you're at. No matter what your position is that you hold, act like you own it. Act like, take care of that place like it was your baby, like it's your very, very, very own. And when you take pride in it and you care in it like it's your own, and you act as if you are the owner, you're the partner, you're protecting that place like it's your own, then cream is going to rise to the top. You're going to get everything that you want. When you keep treating it like it's that way, you'll get everything that you earn, as opposed to waiting for it to happen to you. So remember those things. Act like you already own it. Act as if. Play up a notch before you get the promotion that you want. Grind, 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 and win. And don't look to seek for other people's approval in this deal. And make sure that you're doing all of this with the right spirit and with the right intentions in your heart. That it can't be just about you. It always has to be tied to somebody else. What can you do to better yourself, your family, the people that you lead? Because if it's only about you, and it's only about you making money, you'll never be satisfied, you'll never be fulfilled, or at one point you'll hit it and you won't be able to take it to the next level, because it was only about you being straight, not about everybody else. So hopefully this video helps. If this video helps, please like, comment, share it with somebody else, and let's change the world. Roll with the winners. RWTW. Let's get it.
To subscribe to SimonArias.net, follow these simple steps. Go to SimonArias.net. On the homepage, scroll down to the bottom. Where prompted, enter your first name along with your best email address and click Join Grind Messages. Thanks for watching.